folks, this is Mike here coming to you guys with a video about the adaptive cruise control with lane centering for the Subarus. This is a 2020 Outback. So as you can see, I'm gonna be showing you guys how the car drives with the system. I'm not gonna be holding the wheel some part of the video so you guys can see how the car is able to handle it. Before we continue, let's look at the dash screen first. Before we get back to the video, I wanted to show you guys the dash screen. As you can see, the cruise control, I just turned it off. I'm going to turn it back on. So basically on the middle screen, you can see on the top right, almost to the top right, it says ready. You can see that the car now detects both lanes on the road as I'm driving. And now I put it off, I put it back on. So now you can see it's still detected. So now I'm going to turn it on. And you can see that the car now is taking control of the steering wheel. So this is how it looks like when the car is driving itself with the self-control. The system works the best when there's someone in front of you. It helps basically allow the car to imitate the speed of the car in front of you. So basically the car would accelerate and decelerate based on what the guy is doing in front of you, as long as you have your cruise speed set to a higher speed. So basically now I'm just gonna follow this car and let you guys see how the car handles it. Now my hands are gonna be off the wheel so you guys can see that the car is steering the wheel by itself. It's gonna show me some amber lights on the screen, on the windshield screen, which basically will tell me to put my hands back on the wheel. And those amber lights, they're basically are warning signs that Subaru have in place to keep you alerted in case there's a problem coming up. So now the car is telling me to put my hands back on the wheel. I'm just going to let it do its thing, and you guys can see that it's doing a great job driving so far. Now let's watch and see how the car handles the winding roads that are going to be coming ahead of us. I'm going to keep my hands off the wheel, and you're going to notice that my hands are off the wheel because the car is going to be alerting me, telling me to put my hands back on the wheel. If you look in the windshield, you'll be seeing those amber lights, two amber lights with a green light in the middle. The amber lights are basically telling me to put my hands on the wheel. So once in a while I'm going to be nudging on the wheel to basically stop the alarm from going crazy. But the car is basically driving itself for now. Come across a bend soon, and let's see how the car does it. I'm just gonna keep my hands close to the wheel just in case I need to take over, and it's gonna warn me with the lights on the windshield if I need to. Yep, see, I don't know if you guys were able to notice the red lights that popped up on the windshield. So I'm now taking over control. The system has multiple series of lights on the windshield, which gives basically warning. We're going to test them out now. So I'm going to try and go to the left lane. Let's see. Just try to keep an eye. You see, now the red light is popping up. Two red lights came on, two each, basically two pairs. Let's try again and let me show you. And it kind of this tells you which direction the problem is. So you can see it's most on the left. So now we're going to try on the right lane and let's see what happens with those lights again. Yep, now you see. So basically those warning lights, they have different meanings. It takes a while for you to get used to what the car is trying to tell you. The car is basically talking to you with those lights and kind of giving you a warning on what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. So that's what it really helps out. Now I'm going to show you guys how the car goes from one lane to two lanes. So I mean when the road goes from one lane to two lanes basically. So you just watch. The car usually picks whichever lane is closest to it, and whichever lane is more visible to it. So on this side the left lane was more visible, so that's why the car stayed on the left lane. I don't want to be a left lane hugger, so I'm gonna be, if you don't know, the EyeSight system on the car works great in all weather conditions most often. So I've driven in heavy snow, heavy rain, and the system usually is working 98% of the time. When it doesn't work, I usually would just turn on the heat defroster in the front and it comes back to life. Obviously, when the weather is really bad, only usually in the snow, the lanes are not going to be visible, and so the lane centering is not going to be working. The adaptive cruise control definitely will be working, but I would advise not using it when the weather is really bad. When it's raining very heavily, no problems with the lane center. So now I'm driving on a very kind of windy road, and I'm gonna try and use the lane centering system along with a cruise control, adaptive cruise control. And so you guys will just can tell that the system having is going to be having a difficult time um, working properly, and basically I will have to be taking control over it multiple times. So basically I'm just going to keep my hands on the wheels, you know. I've driven this road several times, and it does the same thing. The system doesn't work great with this kind of road, even with someone in front of me, which helps, but it's not a perfect. So, and you can keep an eye on the lights on the windshield, left side. Now we can see the green light, and whenever there's a problem, the car is gonna flash amber like right now, or it's gonna flash red like now. And you see the multiple lights. So the car basically gives you multiple warnings through those lights when the system fails. So this is very helpful. But this is a beautiful drive. I mean, it's a beautiful drive. So I'm going to show you guys the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching this one.